down here and I'll show you my little plan here. What I got going on here. Right. I brought all my stuff down that I need. I'm going to put a screen protector on my Deus too, because this little plastic thing that they give you on there, that plastic cover, it's not really a permanent cover on it, you know. The headphones had this big plastic piece over it. You just peel that off there, but if you go too long without protecting that screen, that'll get all scratched up and it'll be scratched up forever. So I do this with all my detectors, and quite often, right, because I'm hard on my gear here. So I'll just take this screen off here, this plastic here, right there. Have you ever sprayed stuff in your eye from these things? Just go like this. The nozzle's on that side. Put a mark on the back side, right there. So you know you're not going to spray something in your eye, right? Just a little trick I learned a long time ago, so you don't spray stuff in your eye, right? Okay, so I'm going to do the headphones and the remote here, so I'll have to give it a little squirt right there. Wipe it off on my dirty sleeve here. Good enough for me. That's rubbing alcohol right here. 90% rubbing alcohol. And I'll spray some on here too. Just make sure I don't spray to my eyes, because I don't want to go blind, right? Wipe it off my dirty sleeve there. It should dry off, right? Yeah, okay. So the Equinox comes with all these screen protectors, right, in different languages. I've been using these screen protectors for my different detectors. They're universal, right? You don't have to use them for the Equinox. I think I did one video on my Deus doing the same thing. But this is my Deus too. We've got Arabic, Dutch, Czech, German, Chinese, Polish, Russian, Japanese, Mongolian, French. Okay, let's see if the Deus can do it in French. Italian, Portuguese, Spanish. I think I'll go with French, because the Deus is made in France. I wonder if this will help it out a little bit here, right? So I go like this. So what I'll do at first, because I'm going to be cutting a square here, right? And I won't be able to tell which side is which. Once I cut this, these little indicators on which ones to do first, right? Because one side of this is sticky and one side is not. And the sticky side obviously goes on the screen side, right? So I'll indicate that right now. I'll just mark the top of it. So this is step 2. That's step 1. So the step 1 is the sticky side. I do not want to mark on that side. So I'll go like this and put top right here. T-O-P. So once I cut this apart here, I won't know which side is which, right? Because I don't want to touch that. Once I expose that side there, I don't want to expose that sticky side with my fingertips, right? I don't want to contaminate it. So I'll just go like this here. It's not going to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to protect the main part of my screen here, right? So I'll just go like this and mark how big I want to make this screen here, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, right? And this stuff is this writing here is gonna come off when I peel that off there, right? So I'll just go straight across right there like that, right? And then I'll do this one right now too, since I'm right here. Top. Alright. And I'll just go like this. This one's not as important, right? Because it's going to, I'll make that one a little bit bigger. So, there we go. Hope I don't screw this one up, because it's the only French one I have, right? Hopefully my Deus will understand what I'm doing here, right? Because it's French. And it can be a little bit smaller, right? It's the smaller the better, right? So I make it too big, I'll have to recut it. And I don't want to have to recut it, right? So this is the language stuff down here. I'm not worrying about that language stuff. It's not really necessary. Okay, see if it'll fit right there. Right there, right there. Perfect size, right? Okay. So I didn't touch it yet, so this is the top side. I do not want to have this top side off first. So I'll clean my dirty fingers off, right? Wipe them on my dirty sleeves. Okay, so I don't get too much oil on this, on the bottom side there. Okay, make sure I don't screw it up. Get the bottom side first, right? It's kind of hard to get the bottom side off if you don't have those tabs on there, right? Right there. This is the sticky side, so I don't want to touch it, right? Don't want to touch it, man. Right there. Just like so. Work all the bubbles out, right? Now this is the hard part, trying to get the that cover off there, right? Work all the bubbles out. I think I screwed it up a little bit there. I don't think I got it on there right, but that's fine. I can always do it again, right? Because I have so many of them. Minelab gives you a lot of those things, right? XP does not give you any of these, so I'll just peel it off here, right there. Come on there. Come on. Right there. Boom. There we go. Now it's protected, right? And it's good to get a good bond right on the edge there, because it'll get a bunch of dirt stuck in there. But I might have to do that one again, because I made it just a little bit too big, right? But I'll smooth it out with something else. I'll smooth it out. So now for this other one here. So it doesn't really matter how big I make this one, right? Actually, the bigger the better on this one, because I'm not constrained by an inset there. So I'll have to trim this one up just a little bit more there. All right. So they don't have to be perfect, right? So I haven't touched that yet. I'll give that another little spray there, just in case, right? Just like so. Wipe it off my dirty sleeve for a little bit of good luck. So I don't want to do the top one yet, right? I want to do the bottom side first, the sticky side. That's really the side that counts, so you don't want to touch it, right? And there's a reason why I don't use a spray bottle, is because they just completely just get destroyed, right? In my bag, I'm really hard on gear, and those spray bottles, if I want to spray coins or whatever, relics, those spray bottles just die after like a couple days, because I'm so hard on my gear, right? And why would I want to spray a bunch of zinc pennies, right? Right there. It's protected now, right? That one turned out really good, right? You want to get it flush all the way down there, right? So you don't want to get dirt underneath there. This one turned out like it did pretty good there. Okay, here we go. Boom. Brand new, right? So I just need to flatten it out a little bit there. Make sure it's nice and flush, because once dirt gets underneath that edge there, it'll just start peeling up with dirt underneath there. There we go. Thank you, Minelab, for your all your screen protectors. I've been really using them a lot. Haven't been using them on the Minelab though. Right? They give you like, I don't know how many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've probably used 5 or 6 of them already on my different machines, but you know, this screen is about the same size as the Deus one, so I know I'm gonna have to redo this one right here. I can just see a little bit that's not doing very good on this. It's going down pretty flush there. Do have a couple bubbles in it, but that's fine. I don't really look at my screen anyway. The only reason why I look at my screen is to look at my settings when I'm adjusting my screen, when I'm adjusting my Deus there. So, you know, not super necessary for me to be looking at my numbers and stuff. There we go. Now it'll last a while, right? And I don't have a really big risk of scratching it anyway because it's always like this, right? I don't have my detector out in the air open to get all scratched up. With this thing, it's much more important. You gotta put a screen protector over these headphones here, or they will get scratched up. And the same with the Deus One. The Deus One does not have a recessed screen there, so it scratches really easy. So the Deus One is super important to get a screen protector on there. This one is not super important because you don't have a big risk of it getting scratched because it's recessed in there. Well, I'm getting ready to go detecting right now. I just wanted to do this. I'm gonna head on down the street onto a curb strip. Day 2 for the curb strip hunting, right? Because the Deus 2 is really good in the curb strips. I'm gonna try the mono frequency this time. I'm gonna try a mono frequency, mid frequency. Not high, not low frequency, but mid frequency. But what I like about the Deus 2 is it has a program that I can adjust my frequencies on the fly, right? With the Deus 2, every program except for the mono program is frequency specific. So in program 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you cannot adjust your frequencies, right? You're pretty much stuck with what you got. The mono frequency program, you can adjust your frequencies within that program. So I'm really liking that feature. I wish they would have had a little bit of frequency options for the different programs. Like, let's say for program 1, you can adjust your frequency bandwidth, right? So you can't do that right now. Hopefully they can change that, come out with an update that you can adjust your different frequencies for your settings for that program, right? But I understand that each frequency you have to have different settings, and I realize that with the Deus One, you know, once you adjust your frequencies, you have to adjust your ground balance, your reactivity, your audio response, sometimes your audio response, and your, you know, I always have my silencer at 0 anyway, but you know, in full tones you don't really have to do a lot of adjustments with pretty much it's just turn on and go machine, right? With the full tones hot program, and even with this number 3 program, sensitive full tones, you don't really have to adjust a lot, right? It's pretty amazing what full tones can do for you if you're going for, you know, 6-inch deep targets. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.